for Dennis today. He's off for the Yom Kippur holiday today, and I'll be back in on Monday as well. Bill Gertz with us here, the GertzFile.com, Gertz, where you can find him. Also on freebeacon.com and WashingtonTimes.com. So, Bill, we're talking about the Chinese visit, the visit from the top guy, President Xi, same week that the Pope is busy with his visits around America. And in the middle of this, we still have a whole lot of unanswered questions about what the Chinese have been up to and how culpable they were in the 20-some million. I've lost track how many compromised identities we had with government employees, military, and so forth. And now today, there's new word just during the break here that the Office of Personnel Management says 5.6 million are estimated to having their fingerprints stolen in another breach. Now, we don't know if that's China or whatever, but it's every time you turn around, it's another few million here. It's almost like eventually you get to billions, it'll be big.
Yes, and what the Chinese are doing is collecting a large database and doing big data crunching on all of this in order to find prospective agent recruits as well as to identify foreign intelligence agents in their country, that is, our agents and others. It's a major security issue that is being overlooked largely by the Obama administration, which for months ignored this, didn't want to name China, and now is getting ready to impose probably what will be symbolic sanctions against China, sanctioning people that will never be brought to justice for this attack. There was a hearing on the, I believe it was the House Intelligence Committee last week, where they discussed the cyber issue, and it's clear to me that the administration doesn't even understand the nature of the threat. They were arguing over whether cyber espionage or cyber spying is the same thing as a cyber attack. And what they fail to understand is that the Chinese do both at the same time.
Right. When
they break into these networks and steal large amounts of data, they also plant what are known as sleeper agent software, malicious software to be used in a crisis or conflict to sabotage or disable that entire network, or worse, feed it false information or make it do things, make the connections to those networks do things that they aren't supposed to do. So it's a major security problem, this hacking issue. I doubt that the Chinese have continuously denied that they've been engaged in this, and the reason is that it's one of their most secret military programs.
Yeah, let's face it, it's also effective. I mean,
Yeah.
They managed to do it. And if we don't have, I'm thinking back to pre-9/11/2001, where it was said that the U.S. officials didn't quite have the, security apparatus didn't have the imagination to really fully imagine what the bad guys would do. You have to think more broadly and use your imagination to, like anything goes, the communist Chinese government will do that. They've done that while denying this goes on. By the way, this latest OPM, Office of Personnel Management, announcing today 5.6 million people estimated to have had their fingerprint information stolen. Originally, they thought the number was a little over 1 million, and this is on top of 21.5 million individuals who had their Social Security numbers and other information affected by the hack, too. So they just keep getting in deeper and deeper. What does that mean? The president, when our president meets with President Xi, what should our president be saying? What might not he say?
Well, he should be saying that this has to stop, and if it doesn't stop, we're going to take retaliatory action against China.
Okay, how do you do that, though, where they own so much, and we see what happens when their markets go south, and then we tank on the Dow and the NASDAQ, so how much can we do with the tentacles of the Chinese money in this country?
Well, I think we have to reduce the reliance on that, and I think we have to just say we have to separate the two. Say we're going to do business on this one side, and then we're not going to allow this military, which we know is the source of these attacks, to carry out this, take out some of their networks, some of their control nodes.
Bill Gertz with us from Gertz File, thegertzfile.com. He's with the Washington Free Beacon and the Washington Times. Now, you're also keeping an eye not only on China, but watching Russia. Putin, of course, getting way too cozy with Assad in Syria. We have the continuing refugee migration problem. And as you pointed out in one of your pieces just yesterday, in addition to the China threats, we've got Russia out there and making a port call in Cuba. What's happening with that? What's Russia up to while we're focusing on China and the Pope's visit?
Yeah, that was a follow-up story to a piece that I broke earlier in the Free Beacon, which talked about a brand new Russian military research ship called the Yantar. It was detected late August off of the coast of Nova Scotia in Canada, and it was tracked all the way down the eastern seaboard of the United States. It was basically conducting intelligence gathering against our nuclear submarines, which are based at Kings Bay, Georgia. The timing is interesting. The Navy announced in an unusual move 2 weeks ago that a nuclear missile submarine had made port in Scotland. Usually our missile submarines are very secret. They don't talk about them, but it's clear the Pentagon wanted to send a message to the Russians that we're bolstering the extended nuclear deterrence for the NATO allies. But as it relates to this Russian ship, it's clear to me that the Russian ship was probably looking for that missile submarine and may have known in advance it was going. This ship just put into a port in Curacao in the Caribbean on Sunday. And so, again, now they're keeping a close watch on this ship.
Meanwhile, of course, we'll keep an eye on all of these various threats. We have the U.S. military being, adjusted with social engineering. There's a lot going on there as well, not exactly striking this image of tremendous power to help keep some of these threats in check when the president is busy with a lot of social engineering. That's a subject for another day. Bill Gertz, theGertzFile.com. Thanks, Bill. We'll see you later. We'll watch for you. Appreciate the breaking news. Take care.
Thank you.
Keep an eye on the president of China's visit, too. He's got to be thinking, hey, where's my reception? Oh,